Hello, gamers, and welcome to Phase 3 Mythic Queen Ansarek. I've got a couple POV guides to run through for you briefly. I've got a few things to mention. I've got 3 POVs, 1 tank, 1 melee DPS slash Mistweaver Monk, and 1 ranged. I'll start with the ranged because that one gives you the best perspective of the Phase 3 of the encounter.
Watch orbs.
Let me mute this real quick. Skip ahead as we jump up here. Okay, first thing we're going to start with is the first position that the boss moves to. First position the boss jumps to is around here on the minimap. It is the most northeast axis of the hexagon. That is going to be our starting pillar position. If you're on the ranged platform coming up, you are not going to have to move very much. You're going to move down and left back towards the pillar just behind these players. This other side is the melee group coming from the melee intermission side. They're going to run around and it will either have a lock gate here or you can just run around to the ranged players. The boss does absolutely nothing for the next 10 to 15 seconds. It's an excellent opportunity for second pots because it's 5 minutes into the encounter and there's no mechanics to do. All you have to do is run around to the pillar. The first thing we're going to discuss is the positions for spawning small adds. That's going to be one of the standardized things that are important to know. As you can see, this ranged player is moving up towards this pillar to bait purple stuff. And you can see it is the most northeast corner of the outer hexagon. That is the starting position for range players. We'll let this roll. The boss will jump down towards the middle here. Melee players still cleaving, no problem. Boss jumping down. Excellent. So now what's going to happen is the tank is going to pull the boss to the next most clockwise pillar from the range stack. You can see them doing that here. Ranged players are baiting swirls in a tight stack by this, the most northeast pillar, which is the closest one that they came up from the intermission. Infest is going out. That's going to spawn the small adds. Tanks are going to taunt, and we're going to spawn the small adds. We will, at the same time, be dropping swirls. Please note, if you're a Mistweaver Monk or a Holy Paladin, you will also drop swirls. You're allowed to be in melee with the boss. You don't have to be in this stack, but your positioning will matter. I'll discuss that a little more when we do the healer POV, or the melee POV. You can see the swirls are dropping, adds are spawning. They're going to drop a Ring of Peace. And the boss is going to be reasonably close to the adds. You don't want them to be on top of it, obviously, because if an add gets the boss, it's a wipe. You can see some purple stuff here. That's dropped by the Mistweaver Monk in this group. And the tank is moving the boss across the line that we'll discuss a little bit more in the tank POV. But this is important that the boss is moved. Okay, small adds are getting killed, no problem. Big adds are coming. They're going to spawn on the 3 closest inner points of the hexagon from the boss. We're getting web blades at the same time. As you can see, the boss is near this center add, and the melee are getting excellent cleave on the boss and on that add. The ranged are killing the counterclockwise add that the boss is never going to go back to. This is where all the ranged are going to be dumping their damage into. As soon as the shield is broken, we can just kick and efficiently cleave and move back to the boss. But the ranged players are going to hard focus this add until the shield is gone. These are the portals. So our portal positions are always going to be standard. The standard portal positions is that one player is going to go on the midpoint of this line on the inner hexagon. So that means right here at X, where we dropped all of our gunk, like between the 2 pillars where the tanks were on the left and where the range stack was on the right. That's where our inner portal always goes. And this position is standard across all portal drops. So we're going to continue rotating clockwise, but the relative position of this inner portal is always going to be on the midpoint of this line where we just baited between the tank pillar and the ranged pillar. The ranged portal goes on the outside of the room, one section clockwise. So you can see here's our baited section. One section clockwise is this section. And past the gunk on the outside rim of the room is where our ranged portal is dropped. It's excellent if you can be pre-spread before the portal debuffs come out because they hit very, very hard. You can see the group is getting clobbered right now, especially players in this Venn diagram. So if we can be pre-spread before the portal debuffs come out, that's excellent. And the portal debuffs are one of the two situations on P3 of this encounter where a big personal is excellent. Save your big personals for either this or for the shackles, which is this royal condemnation debuff we can discuss later. Anyway, portal positions are the most important thing here. As you can see, the inner one is on the midpoint between this line, and the outer one is on the outside rim of the hexagon. Those orbs come out. Those are fatal. Ads have been killed, and the essences are on the ground. These are the essences. You can see them by this big pillar of light. Players who are assigned are picking those up. It's critical that players who are not assigned to essences do not pick them up. Otherwise, it is probably a wipe. Here comes the ring. We're taking the portal. This mage is going to cheese it with blink. Blink. Okay. Now, here's another important thing that's going on right now. All the players who took the portal have these purple circles. We're going to use movement speed abilities and natty spread these players so you don't hit everybody with several stacks of the debuff. The portal critically is not destabilizing because they've cheesed, and we will also cheese all of the essence carriers. No essence carriers took the portal. The essence carriers are dropping their essences on the inside edge of the hexagon. It's very important that no players with the big purple debuff having taken the portal occupy those spaces. That space right on the edge here is reserved for essence dropping players. They will typically drop essences on the next point of the hexagon away from our purple crap that we dropped on the first set. As you can see, that's what they'll do here. As close to the inside as they can. Web blades come out. We just dodge those normally. Okay, and now obviously we have some orbs to dodge, but it's sort of rinse and repeat with a few extra mechanics later. But what we're going to do is we're going to default back to our position where the ranged are going to be baiting by this pillar, which is just the next clockwise one from the first set. As you can see, we're like southwest-ish. And the tanks are going to the next most clockwise pillar from that. It's the same as the first one. So ranged are going to be stacking. There's our swirls. Not excellent there. Could have been better. Small adds have spawned, and you can see the boss is over this line. So this line here, from the inside point of the hexagon where the tanks were for baiting small adds to the outside here, the boss is over that line. The boss needs to be over that line. And we'll discuss that more in the tank POV. Small adds are getting blown up. We're going to get web blades here, and big adds are going to spawn just like the last time. But in addition, this time on the second set, we also get shackles. So shackles we hand, very similar to heroic. The shackled players are going to move clockwise from the boss and be in a loose stack inside an AMZ, just clockwise of the boss so that we can efficiently cleave. This is the second situation in this phase of the encounter where a big personal is excellent. So save your biggest, strongest personals for either getting the shackle or getting targeted by the portal debuff. So at this point, we have a lot going on. We have shackles coming out that are getting positioned in clockwise from the boss. We have 4 big adds that have dropped, and web blades are about to hit. So the DPS players are going to be focusing the shackles first. Then range players will go back to this counterclockwise add that the boss is never coming back to break the shield and then efficiently cleave down. And the melee players are going to kill the shackles and then efficiently cleave off the big add that is adjacent to the boss. And as soon as those adds are dead, the boss can continue rotating clockwise towards the next add. So we'll see here the shackles are out. Web blades are going to come out while you're getting pulled, which will be excellent. I'm sure no one will die to that. And then you can see the range players are going to go back. You can see them targeting that counterclockwise add. Melee players are sticking with the boss. And here comes our next portal sets. And recall from the first set, this is formulaic. So the inside portal is going to go right here on the midpoint of this hexagon segment on the inside where we dropped our stuff between the tank portal, or I'm sorry, the tank pillar and the range pillar. The outside line is just going to go past the gunk, past the tank pillar on the outside rim. That's even a little close. I would prefer that to be outside. You can see the orbs there are quite dangerous. Boss is very low. This will be about where we kill the boss if our DPS is consistent. And you see there, they don't even have to do second essences, and we probably won't either. Okay, that's the range POV. Let's talk tank POV. So you can see this person, I think, is on the... this person's also on the range side, so that's unfortunate. But you can see the melee players running around to get in position. Everybody's second potting 5 minutes in. Boss is just sitting there doing nothing. Boss jumps down. Range players are stacked. Tank's going to move the boss towards the most clockwise pillar from the range stack. Here comes the Infest. It's going to be a tank swap. As soon as the Infest cast goes out, you can taunt. Small ads are coming. You can see the ROP already. Everybody's killing the ads. Excellent. And now you can see that the boss, the hitbox of the boss is just across this line between the tank pillar and the inside point of the hexagon. It needs to be across that line. If it is not across that line, the big ads are not going to spawn in the correct spot. You can see now we are clearly over the line. This is the tank position after small ads spawn. It needs to be here before the boss begins the cast to spawn the big ads, which should go off any second now. There you go. You can see this Queen Summon. If the boss is not across this line before the Queen Summon cast goes off, we're going to get ads in the wrong position. Okay, as you can see, boss is moved towards that big ad. Range are killing the counterclockwise ad. Melee are cleaving off that center one. It's just instantly dead. As soon as that ad dies, then the boss can get moved to the next ad. They don't even do it here, but you can. Portals are coming at. Everybody's nicely pre-spread. Portals in the correct positions. Dodging stuff. Essence carriers are going to pick up their essences, ready to take the portal. This tank will take the portal. Everybody natty spreading, leaving the inside clear for the essence carriers. Lots of room. Great. Now we just rotate clockwise, get in position by the next pillar, ready for the next repeated small ad spawn. Here comes the Infest. They've already swapped. Small ads coming. And again, you can see after the small ads have spawned, boss is over this line. Over this line. Okay, web blades. Should be shackles here any second. Yep, there's shackles and big ads. Boss is there in position on the inside, so you can efficiently cleave that middle ad. Shackles are down in the AMZ. Beautiful. Everybody switching to the shackles to blow those up, ideally before the web blades come out to make that easier to dodge. Then we're just killing the big ads. I would like to see the boss even rotated a little more, going ad to ad here, just for the more efficient cleave. They decide not to do that because I think that they know that they're going to have the damage. Portals are going out. Boss at this percentage, they know they're not going to do the essences or take the portal. Even in rage here that they're going to be trying to beat is the ring reaching one of the essences, which is why they are on the inside. You can see they just barely beat it. Excellent. Okay, so that's the tank POV. Basically, it's just knowing when to taunt for small ads and knowing to get across the line, and then going ad to ad to efficiently cleave. That's all you got to know for the tank POV. Then for melee and healer, this is a Mistweaver POV. You can see this person is, oops, sorry, I've got it on double speed here. We'll skip to when the boss jumps down. Okay, range already in position. Tank's taking to the pillar. You can see that the Mistweaver's position here is good. It's right near the boss in the center because you're going to drop purple stuff when the range also drop their purple stuff. It's important that you not be on the inside here. You do not want to drop purple stuff on the inside edge of this hexagon because that's where the tank ads, or that's where the large ads are going to spawn, where we want to stand later. You can see that they dropped some purple stuff right here, which is a great position for that. If you're a melee DPS player, you're killing the small ads there. Here come web blades. Everybody's kind of spread out, making it easier to dodge the web blades. If you're a melee player, you're going to be following the boss, efficiently cleaving, pre-spreading for portals. Here come the portal debuffs. Positions are always the same. Big ads have spawned. Boss is going add to add. The portals are already out. This monk is going to use Transcendence to cheese the portal, which obviously not everybody has, but the portal positions are the same. On the midpoint of the inner hexagon, where we drop stuff between the range pillar and the tank pillar, and then on the outside, one section of the hexagon rotated clockwise. As you can see, we're dodging orbs here. Portal's coming. This monk is just waiting for the ring to get past their Transcendence image, and then cheesing it. Nice. If you can do something like that, it's excellent. Warriors can do it, mages, monks, anybody who can not take the portal is less purple stuff to dodge. Good min-maxing. Okay, now blades are coming, but it's rinse and repeat on the positioning. Ranger is just going to go to their pillar. Tank is going to their pillar. Dodging the orbs. Again, melee and healers who are melee are baiting on the outside for purple stuff. You don't want to put it on where the small adds are going to spawn, and you don't want to put it on the inside. So right here is an excellent position. Okay, new small adds. See, that's even a little bit inside. I would prefer to have that right here behind the boss on the outside. Web blades and shackles are coming here. Dodge the blades. Big adds have spawned. Shackles are out. Shackles go clockwise of the boss in the AMZ. Everybody else is shifting away from those. You take big hit of raid damage when those go out. Now it's blades with the shackles out. DPS players focusing the shackles, then the big adds, then the boss, but cleaving efficiently whenever they're able. Range players are focusing the counterclockwise add to break the shield. Moving the boss a little bit, add to add. New portals are coming. Same positions as before. The inner one is going to go in between the tank pillar and the range pillar that we just dropped at, and the outer one is going to go in the next section on the outside. They've got quite a bit of boss percentage to go here, so we're going to see some other mechanics here that we didn't see in the other POVs. We will probably not see this. They've got essence carriers for this set, in addition to the first set. But it's pretty similar to the first set. Again, they get another set of shackles here, but it's the same general idea. They go clockwise from the boss. They're going to kill the shackles and then move the boss. They're going to kill these shackles as they move the boss into the next position. But you can see that for the small adds, the positioning is the same. The boss is by the tank pillar. They're just continuing to rotate clockwise around the room. Ranged are stacked by the other pillar, ready to drop their stuff. The idea is to kill these shackles before the infest goes out. They don't quite make that check, but we will probably not even get this. Just good to know. New small adds are out. More web blades are coming. Then it's the same thing. More big adds coming. Boss is going to go inside. They even go back here, so you can see that they're going back towards one of the other adds for efficient cleave. Range is killing the counterclockwise add. Melee is killing the adds that are near the boss. New shackles. These are kind of on a different time cadence, but we are unlikely to see this mechanic. Critically, if you're a healer who has to be in melee, dropping your purple stuff in a good spot is the main point I wanted to emphasize there, and melee just following the boss, cleaving big add to big add. So that is a general overview for you. Hopefully that was helpful. If you have any questions, you can feel free to ping me in Disc. See everybody Tuesday.